And you know, because I love trying to find out how people learn. If you are doing it with different people all the time, then each time is different because you have to figure it out every time. You know, there's something that is basic, but some things change depending on who you're trying to reach.
That exponential starting you are teaching a technique.
I can't teach techniques these days, okay?
So, as this is a globalized world, as it is being portrayed, what is the impact of filmmaking on different countries?
You know, I think it's exactly. I mean, I think it's enormous. I mean, I think that we can all be really, I think, truly affected by films in so many ways. I mean, I think the best films involve us in their stories and educate us and inspire us, and I think and teach us about social issues, but in a way that's compelling and has a really strong narrative to it. So I think that the effect that film has, or like film content has, to teach people about social, social and have like some sort of social impact, I think is enormous.
I think I agree with that, and also it allows you to experience a world that maybe you didn't have access to. So I think film provides great access to learn and experience other worlds, to learn about other people, to get some insight on the positions of other people and get some deeper understanding of the world. And for me, that's the best thing that any medium or any art could do.
What do you think? What is the difference between a commercial film and documentary type of filming? Is there a difference?
I don't think there is. I think I think like commercial film, I think people usually think that a commercial film is one that's going to appeal to a wide audience and get box office and et cetera. And I think documentary filmmakers, documentary films, they think that it's just for a small, intellectual group. But, you look at, like, for instance, in the specialized box office, last year the biggest films that performed were documentaries. The documentary on Mr. Rogers and Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and those documentaries did exceptionally well, far better than so many of the narratives out there too. So a documentary can be really commercial, I think, as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. And especially, in the United States, documentary has flourished, I would say, as a popular format. Maybe in the last 10 years, and sometimes in festivals such as Sundance, the most exciting work is being shown in the documentary section of the festival. So, and some documentaries can be very commercial, depending, on how they are marketed and exhibited and shown.
What do you think? Why this change of pattern has occurred?
In documentary?
Yes.
I think because documentarians are really experimenting and trying to, once, the documentary form, and it has been that for a long time, but it's becoming more and more, once the documentary form became more and more cinematic and took a story or an issue or a person and told it in the most cinematic way possible, then the experience became better for the viewer and more accessible.
In LA, there is a Universal Studio, but most of the countries do not have that kind of facility. So they go on the natural sites to film their movies or whatever the project is. What do you think? what is the difference between filming in a studio like Universal Studio and filming outside on the natural location?
Well,
Is there a difference?
yeah, there is. I mean, the thing is that it's usually if you're filming, if you're using a studio backlot, you're doing a film that has a very big budget, and but and a lot of times it's you want to shoot. I just have to emphasize that the vast majority of movies that are made in the U.S. are not made in studios. They're made independently. Sometimes they're acquired by studios for distribution down the line, but most of them are made by producers, it's myself, or producers who even make bigger films than I do that can then get wider distribution. But they're made they're made financially outside the finance, the money aspect is not coming from the studios. So I think what you're talking about though too is you can build a house, an interior house on a soundstage, right? And which is what Universal would offer. I don't think they have. I think they have a very small backlot now, but you can build it on a soundstage and shoot there. And a lot of times filmmakers will want that because you can have walls that come up and you can get sort of more interesting, angles in terms of a camera. But most of the time it's shot what we call practically, which is in a home and an actual location, and you're shooting inside that house. So that's the difference.
Maria, what do you think, what makes a film the best one? Is it script, is it cost, or it is editing, or it is the equipment, cameras and all that, or the director who makes the film?
It's all of the above. I think it's the coming together
For the money?
Of all those things that makes a movie great. But it will start definitely with a good story and a good script. But it's the coming together, that synergy between so many different arts. They come together.
If we distribute the funds